Hi everyone, so today I'm just going to show you a video where I turn a loop, a basic loop, into an entire track. So yeah, let's get started. As a beginning producer, I used to struggle just making loops all the time, and now I'm pretty adept at making entire tracks. And the reason for that is I learned by copying other people's songs. I just listened to other people's songs and just really analysed how they were structured. So there's two things that are really important here. First one is speed. So for me, workflow and speed is really important. And what I've done is I set up a template. So I'm just going to create a new live set, and you'll see straight away that you've got a template. Hopefully it'll open in a second. A template set up that suits me personally. It's a personal thing. And the reason I do a template like this is because I always have the same things. So I always have drums. I always have the same kind of bass. I always have kind of a piano, and I always have strings, contact strings. So if you look at my drums, just play, you'll notice that it's the stock standard kick, hats, claps, and they're always going to open up every time I open up a new template. The other thing that always opens is record quantization, is always 16th note, so it's always in time. My bass is always VST. All of my tracks have compression and EQ. I've got a piano, stock piano. I've got a stock string sound, which could be, all these sounds can be substituted later. I've got return tracks for reverb and delay, echo boy delay. In addition, I have a master track with EQ, a limiter, and a Guilfoss master. End of chain mastering sort of cleanup sort of tool, and you'll notice here that they're grouped, and you just press that button, they all switch on and you switch it off. So it's better to have it switched off because that takes up a lot of CPU, but it's good that it's there because you'd have to put it in later. So basically we're done. Okay, I've got the arrangement overdub, so let's get cracking. I had an idea earlier, and I think it's in A minor, so let's just record that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's definitely not perfect, so Control E to cut that and to get it at the start of the beginning. So you notice that that's obviously not at the beginning, so just move it a little bit like that. Okay, so here's a loop, and as a beginning producer, I would have maybe put a bass line. Let's just do a bass. Let's just do that. So we just go into the bass line. There's a bit of latency because I'm not using ASIO to record this video. Let's just move these a touch. Sound too good, so just move this down a bit. So there's your bare bones bass line, bare bones As I said, as a beginning producer, I would have just had all this sort of done, and then I would think, what the fuck? What do I do now? So what do you do now is you start thinking in terms of a song's arrangement. So you're always thinking, what is it in a song that you listen to, that you like to hear? And for me, it's quite easy. It's verse, chorus, and verse and chorus. They're your two really, really basic things. If you could want to, you can get a little bit more complex and have a bridge. So verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, verse. You can end in the chorus. You can do the chorus multiple times at the end. And they could be the same chords. You could be playing these same chords throughout the entire track, or you can have different variations of these chords. So what you can do as a starting point is you've basically got your verse here, and you just select the entire loop, and then you've got your second. Let's just loop that again. You've got your second bit in your loop, but you can just now copy those piano chords into your strings, and now you've got a chorus. It's not much to go with, but it's something you can start with. It's quite loud. Okay, so you just imagine a vocalist is singing. So let's I'm not going to sing now, but you can just imagine like. Do you see what I mean? So it's just a build-up of parts. And as I said, I'm not much of a vocalist, but just with some vocals, I can actually, build the song up. So let's just now duplicate that bit again and take the strings away. And once you've finished the chorus, you're basically there again. And as I said, we just duplicate the strings area. So you're thinking, is that it? Actually, that could be if you wanted to make kind of a bland song. But you could, if the vocalist was strong enough, that's maybe all you need is a backing track. But then you can start doing some variations. So the bass, for example, you can start changing the timing of the bass, or just adding some extra to the bass. Like, for example, just selecting all of the bass notes and just shifting them up a couple of sixteenths. It will just sound different. Okay, and it's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's just an idea for variation. Another thing you could do for variation is on the hi-hats. You can start making them a bit faster, just so you know in the song that you've got something different happening. Obviously it's a bit loud, and also sounds a bit mechanical, but you see where I'm going with it. It's an option, depending on what sort of music you're making. The other thing you can do to transition is you can then, on the claps and the snare, you can just do something like that. Whoops. So okay, the timing's a bit off, but you see where I'm going with that. So all good. So now I'm just going to pause and look for a vocal. I do have quite a lot of vocals in my repository, so look for a vocal just to give you an idea. So I finally found a vocal that was just lying around that I hadn't used in any songs. So the best way to test your song, to test your verses and chorus, is to use a vocal. So you could actually write your own vocal. If you're a singer, that's even better. You can sing your own vocals. I don't do that. I just have quite a few lying around. Original vocals that I've either written or some vocalists have written for me. And let's just listen to this one here. I had to pitch it down a bit, but actually that's okay for this type of music, so let's just listen. Oops, let's listen to it.
Yeah, in the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lifeline making you all mine.
So we could pitch the entire song up 6 just to get the lead sounding natural. But the other thing I wanted to do is, before I do that, so it's time to make some decisions here, so just put some reverb on the lead.
Yeah, in the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lifeline making you all mine, honey. You never have to feel it.
So the first thing is, I think the song is a bit slow, so let's just speed it up to 120.
Yeah, in the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lifeline making you all mine, honey. You never have to feel alone. I wanna try something, baby, every night I've been craving for you.
It's not too bad. So I think at this point here, what we want to do is start fleshing out the piano bit, because I think the piano might be important to this song.
Time, baby, it's the right time.
So let's just rearm the piano. The chords are really simple. I keep my chords really simple, so I don't have any challenges when recording. So I know that there was in A minor. So let me just try something here.
Time, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a...
So it might be a bit messy.
Time, baby, it's the right time to tell you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So what I'm going to do is record them at 1 octave higher. So there's a method to my madness. I've got a lot of latency, so that's really difficult challenge when you're recording a video, but let's give that a go.
Time, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lot.
Okay, sound like shit, but we can fix.
Time.
That latency is the problem.
Time. Time. Time, baby, it's the right time to time, baby, it's the right time to tell you I'll never.
So these last 2 notes are perfectly in time, so I'm just gonna...
Time, baby, it's the right time. Time, baby, it's the right time to tell you I'll never. Tell you I've never felt this way before.
Might not need anything at the end there.
Never felt this way before. Never felt this way before. We have.
All good. So what we could use there on the piano is some echo.
Time, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lot.
Just get that to line up and Control D. So we just move that there and just put it here. I'm just going to have a quieter section here. And on the, even though it says piano, this is strings, so just rename that to strings. So on the string section, we can do something. I'm just listening with my ear, so there's no theory here, it's just playing by ear, just feeling the song really. So I'm just going to legato that so there's no gaps. And down an octave. So that string is just a simple string section, just a build up really. I wanna feel your body. So I think the verse sounds good, and let's hear the chorus bit. Something, baby, every night I've been craving for you. So let's go strictly crazy, I can feel every wave we break through. I wanna feel you. I'm not really convinced by the transposition. Let me just try again. At 5. Getting crazy, I can feel it. 7. Crazy, I can feel every wave we break through. 8. Crazy, I can feel every wave we break through. That's it. 8. I wanna feel you. I wanna feel your body. I wanna feel you. So that's obviously really deep. What we can do is duplicate that. By the way, while I was messing around, I put a micro shift there just because I like it. And because that was a -8, we just add 12 to that and we get 4. So we should be in tune as well. In the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lifeline making it all right. So sometimes that's not natural sounding, so there's a plugin called Little Altar Boy. Very easy to use. I'm going to use that on the high pitch vocal. I'm going to pitch it up by 4 like we did before. I'm going to return the vocal back to its original state. In the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. See how that sounds a bit more natural? In the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We had a lifeline making you all mine. It's way more natural. In the nighttime, I might actually use that altar boy. Let's put it in there. I might use the altar boy also on the other track. So bring that pitch down to -8. And just return this back to its original transposition. In the nighttime, baby, it's the right time to tell you I've never felt this way before. We have a lifeline making you all mine, honey. You never have to feel alone. I a bit of artifacts going on the low end. So that's just that little drum bit with the claps. I really like that. I'm just going to change the color. So we just know it's different. I'm just going to add it to the end of just there. Might as well add it in here as well. This might sound repetitive, but we can take them out. There's some timing issues there. Just want to mess around with this bass. Let's try this. Just keeping the timing, but just putting the drop notes in their original places and just hearing that sounds like. I wanna feel your body. So there's a bit of a timing issue here. I just don't know why. It's just there. Just slightly off. That ruins the rest of the song because the rest of it's perfect. So I think there's a bit of an issue there, but we can sort that out later. So the other thing about the bass is we can actually start doing some cool things with the bass. So it's going to go to my plugins. And look for Spire. So Inspire has some inspired plugins for bass. So I'm going to just put the two together and just see what they sound like, and we just audition some bass sounds. Too loud. So I think I know what's going on here with the vocal. I think it's the original key that is the original time signature that is in is not 120. It's another time signature, but I'm not going to be messing around with that. But I think I've done enough here to show you what you can do. And yeah, I mean, as I said, it's verse, chorus, verse, and some variations of vocal and tuning and timing, and you got a song. In terms of the beginning of the song, you can actually do something like, you can even put the, say, the pads at the beginning of the song. Actually, let's give it a bit of, wait a sec, there's not enough space at the beginning of the song, so we just put some silence in there. So for example, you could just put, say, the string at the beginning of the song there. Similarly with the bass, you start it sort of there. Same with the clap. You can kind of start it there. Doesn't always work. You can just start maybe with the hi-hats. The bass didn't work, didn't it? So just get some claps in there. And this is what it's all about. It's just listening and just seeing what works. So just looking for a riser. That's not the riser. Yeah, that's nice. So you can say, for example, add that in there. So you can add it in like that. Or you can even reverse it, which is an interesting effect sometimes too. That little transient there, I didn't really need that, so I'm going to get rid. So thanks a lot for bearing with this. It was quite a decent sized session, but I hope you got something out of it. Any questions, put them in the comments, and yeah, love to answer all your questions and to hear back from you guys. Catch you later.